Every spring, 3rd through 8th graders across Indiana take the iLearn assessment.
We'll start with the iLearn presentation.
And then every July, the Indiana Department of Education releases iLearn results.
First, a few reminders before we get into the actual data tables.
The iLearn test measures student achievement and growth on Indiana's academic standards.
And then the proficiency results include the total students who were at and above proficiency.
While schools have been able to see local results for the past couple months, the July State Board of Education meeting last week is the first time the public gets to see how the state students are doing in key subject areas like reading and math. And it was a mixed bag.
So let's look at the breakdown then.
According to the state's data, of the around 496,000 3rd through 8th grade students who took the iLearn English Language Arts assessment this spring, almost 41% were proficient. The data also shows 42% of students were proficient in math. And if you look at these results compared to previous years, you'll see overall ELA proficiency isn't budging. On the other hand, math proficiency is growing.
So overall, ELA is stagnant. When you look at the overall, and math is growing, math is moving.
Grade level data also showed that while ELA proficiency was growing in the elementary school grades, it was down for 7th and 8th graders.
But I think when you start to dig down into the data, and I know schools will do this as well, as you pointed out, Lynn, the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade are moving. We're seeing the major lag in data are our late middle schoolers, 7th and 8th grade.
I am confident that our teachers across the state are growing them. It's just that the gap that they have to overcome is a lot larger.
Locally, many of our area schools are seeing similar trends.
How do you feel about how all of this went?
Our 3rd and 4th grade look great. Their growth it looks good. They grew there.
School City of Mishawaka saw ELA proficiency improve at 5 of its elementary schools, but it dipped in the middle school.
And our 6th grade saw growth in that math section, which is fantastic because it's a GPS indicator. So we saw a lot of growth, and we saw a lot of areas that we know we need to hone in on for next year as well.
Mishawaka was one of around 1,300 schools across the state that participated in the iLearn Checkpoint pilot this past school year.
It went well. We learned that our teachers and students are resilient and flexible.
So instead of one big iLearn test, in April, like in years past, this past year, schools could opt in to the iLearn through-year Checkpoint pilot. So students in 75% of schools across the state took checkpoint assessments throughout the year, one in early fall, then in early spring. This way, teachers could check in throughout the school year to see where students needed extra help and remediation. That way, when they get to the big test, they're ready.
It was taking these little bite-sized chunks of our standards and letting students learn it and then check it. And so then you could intervene or remediate, teach again, reteach, etc., and then also do it again with this other bite-sized chunk of standards so you're not overwhelmed with all of these standards and then you test everything in the summertime.
At the state level, tweaks will be made and all schools will participate this school year.
And then why did we choose a 3-year assessment system? We had a lot of feedback from our educators, parents, and families that wanted more real-time actionable data to better support student learning.
State leaders hope this new iLearn process will allow students to learn the standards, review them, and master them.
And so our model then is that students learn the standards first, then they are assessed, then the data is reviewed, and then there's that time for interventions and more supports.
So that the state's 3rd through 8th graders are proficient by the end of the school year, and that it shows up in the iLearn data when it's revealed next summer.
I'm John Paul. Thanks for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.